redox reactions. Okay, redox reactions, as the name itself suggests, are reactions where both reduction and oxidation takes place. Okay, so what we know about reduction, what we know about oxidation. So in case if we take a molecules N a solid and makes them to react with oxygen gas, you get Na2O. Okay, so here oxygen is added to sodium to become Na2O. That's a typical oxidation reaction. So any oxidation reaction is the one where oxygen is added. Oxygen is added to addition of oxygen, or oxygen is added or addition of oxygen. Okay, so what is oxygen? Oxygen is an electronegative element. We know very well that this has 6 electrons. It has in the outermost orbit. It always looks for electrons to gulp 2 electrons to get the stable octet. So it is an electronegative element. So this is also an addition of electronegative element. Okay, addition of oxygen and addition of electronegative element. So then what is reduction? The same Na, if you are able to make it react with the hydrogen gas, you get sodium hydrate. Okay, here hydrogen is added to nitrogen, to sodium. So this reaction is typically a reduction reaction. So what is reduction reaction? So this is addition of hydrogen. Okay, but in general, hydrogen here acts as a negative salt, but in general, hydrogen is considered as an electropositive element. So, addition of electropositive element. Okay, so this is oxidation, this is reduction. There are many of the reactions where both oxidation and reduction will take place. How it is, we shall see. Okay. Now, there were when first the oxidation and reduction were facilitated, some of the reactions of this oxygen or oxygenation is favored by. So this reaction, some of the reaction will be by some agents facilitating oxygen. So they are called oxidizing agents. So what are oxidizing agents? Oxidizing agents are either reactants that are any of the substances which facilitate oxidation. So oxidizing agent facilitates oxidation reaction. Okay, so since it facilitates the oxidation reaction, it means what? The oxidation reaction, because of the presence of this agent, the EC oxidation or oxidation takes place. So that is oxidizing agent. And what about reducing agent? There are certain other things like this thing. So what here, if you take here, oxygen facilitates the oxidation. Oxygen gas facilitates the oxidation. So this is oxidizing agent. Okay, so it is an oxidizing agent. Say there are many examples where KMNO4, we know very well KMNO4 or K2Cr2O7, all in acids, facilitates EC oxidation. So they are called oxidizing agents. Okay, they are called oxidizing agent. Similarly, there are certain agents which facilitates the reduction reaction. They are called reducing agent. So they facilitates reduction. reduction reaction. Okay, if you take typically any salt, like lithium aluminum hydride or any other things which favors the reduction reaction, they are called reducing agents. Okay, facilitates okay. So reducing agent, oxidizing agents. So then it is found that there are many reactions. There were many reactions where there was no question of addition of oxygen, but still there is no addition of oxygen, but they are categorized oxidation. So they have added the definition to include not only addition of oxygen but also removal of hydrogen or removal of hydrogen or hydrogen atom. Removal of hydrogen also is considered as oxidation. Similarly, removal of oxygen is also considered as a reduction reaction. Okay, removal of oxygen and removal of hydrogen. So this, when in any reaction, if there is removal of hydrogen, then it is supposed to undergo an oxidation-like reaction. So if there is removal of oxygen, then it is supposed to have undergone a reduction-like reaction. Okay. So and then what happens to the transfer of electrons? Transfer of electrons, if you say, here this reaction about how it happens in the same Na, this thing, Na becomes Na plus electron, isn't it? It's an actually what happened. It is a electropositive element, so it has a outermost. It has an electronic configuration of 281. The outermost shell has one electron. Given a chance, it will leave out the electron to become an electropositive element. So this is Na plus electron. So whenever there is a removal of electron, then it is called an oxidation reaction. So this is a removal of electron. Okay. So what happens to the removed electron? The removed electron is accepted by the other reactant oxygen. Okay, the oxygen O2 becomes O minus 2, O or O2 minus. O2 accept 2 electron to become O2 minus. Okay, each oxygen gulps 2 electrons to become O2 minus, because this is an electronegative element. Wherever there is electron generation, those electrons will be accepted. So in this case, what happens? Here, hydrogen in this reaction, and we are taking this reaction. Okay, so what happens? One hydrogen atom accepts the electron, or H2 plus 2 electrons becomes 2H minus. Okay, so this is addition of electron. So that is removal of electron, this is addition of electron. Okay, so this is the fifth point. So if you want to classify oxidation, it can be addition of oxygen, removal of hydrogen, addition of electronegative element, and removal of electron. So here if it is reduction, addition of hydrogen, removal of oxygen, addition of electropositive element, and then addition of electron. Okay. So these are the principles by which an oxidation and a reduction reactions happen, And most of the reactions, when one is, you will know that there is one will be getting oxidized, while this is getting oxidized and O2 will get reduced. Similarly, Na is getting oxidized, Na is getting oxidized and H2 is getting reduced. So in all the reaction, there will be one reduction and oxidation, and so that the overall compound, electro neutrality is maintained. So number of positive charges generated should be equal to the number of negative charges. So the electronically or otherwise also, the compound formed should be having a zero this thing in terms of electron numbers. Okay. So number of protons and number of electrons in the compound will be the same after the redox reaction.